Yad Vashem, Israel's memorial to the 6 million Jews who died in the Holocaust. It is with the Holocaust that the modern history of the Jewish people begins. From the ashes of Hitler's victims rose the new state of Israel. 1948. The new Israelis had little time for dancing. David Ben-Gurion had barely declared independence when the combined Arab armies attacked on all sides. The Egyptians came in from the south. Here, a kibbutz called Negba, facing a force 10 times its size, held out in a key battle. Yaakov Vilan was its commander.
But it was very easy to explain our people why they have to fight. For the first time they understood that the history gives them a chance to create a state.
So they did. From very modest assets, they created a modern democratic state. Israel made the desert bloom, now using the most sophisticated irrigation equipment. It has become a world-class cultural center. It built the Middle East's and one of the world's best military forces. And it has been in an almost constant state of war. 1967. Facing an imminent attack, Israel launched a preemptive strike against the Arabs. In 6 days, the war was over. Israel's new borders ran from the Jordan River to the Suez Canal. Karni Kav was with the paratroopers who united Jerusalem.
Being young then, and I guess of an optimistic nature, which I still have, I believe that this was a fantastic opening for peace, final peace in this area.
With no Arabs to talk peace, Israel began to settle the West Bank, complicating future peace efforts. 70,000 Israelis moved in, many attracted by subsidized housing, many for religious reasons.
I am merely a settler living in Jewish land, returning to a state of Israel, fulfilling the biblical prophecy of my people.
1973, the Arabs attacked. Israel was not prepared and took 3 weeks to drive them back. But this war did lead to a peace agreement with Egypt. After independence, this treaty was the most important event in its history, according to Israel's new ambassador to Egypt.
It may turn out to be the beginning of a process of reconciliation with the Arab world, without which all Israeli military victories in the long term would be useless.
1982, Israel invaded Lebanon in the mistaken belief it could destroy the Palestine Liberation Organization. Never had Israel paid more in lives and prestige to accomplish so little. December 1987. After 20 years of occupation, the Palestinians began to revolt in earnest for the first time. This uprising has split Israelis into soft and hardliners, with the hardliners apparently in the majority.
A very important thing is to give the soldiers an order to shoot every terrorist to throw rocks at our soldiers.
Professor Stan Cohen and his wife were among those who are very disillusioned.
On the day-to-day level, we are appalled by the violence, by the escalation of injury on both sides, by the repression and arrests, the deportations, the killings.
I feel quite sickened a lot of the time, sad a lot of the time, and I'm ashamed.
The uprising has come at a time when the very makeup of Israeli society is changing. The old soldiers like Yaakov Vilan, immigrants from Europe with liberal backgrounds, are a dying breed. The new soldiers are more likely to be Israeli-born, whose parents fled from Arab countries. They tend to be hard-line. Moreover, the Arab population now under Israeli control will likely outnumber the Jews within 20 years. And so, for Israel, the challenge for the future is how to maintain the Jewish nature of the state while preserving its liberal democratic traditions. That could be its toughest battle yet. Barrie Dunsmore, ABC News, Jerusalem.